Many years ago, in 1998, one of my sons, twin sons, was diagnosed with autism. And by that time, I didn't know much about what autism was and how it would affect him, and how we could provide an environment for him to thrive and feel good as a child. So I basically started reading into the topic. In those days, there was no Google, there was no internet. So I went to the library, started reading books. And the more I read, the interesting it got. I think there is this saying, the more I learned, the less I knew. So it's the same with my son, it's the same with diversity. And there is so much information and there is so much research about diversity amongst people, but also in a workplace and in a professional setting. So there is so much we can do and we can learn. So it started with my son, Håkan, who is my inspiration, my guide and my guru. And from that, I started to be more aware of how diversity affects me as a person, as a father, as an individual, also as a leader and as an entrepreneur. When I started looking into the area of diversity, originally I started with my own company. I was a senior partner of an IT consulting company, and we started working with diversity, more aware, with a lot of awareness, and it helped us to grow, thrive, and make some profit and have some good time. Later, I started looking into how I could also talk about my own journey as a father, but also as an entrepreneur, what I could do. So I became a keynote speaker about diversity. A few years later, I decided to initiate a foundation, a nonprofit, where every year we give a prize to an individual or an organization. It's called Diversity Achievement of the Year. So we give a prize and a substantial amount of money in Sweden. And then I also published 2 books. I am the lead author for one book called Book of Inclusion in Sweden. And then the other one is First Line on Your CV, because I discovered that many of the individuals that are newcomers to Sweden, when they try to look for a job, when they don't have a Swedish working place experience, they were, having less chances. So they needed that first line on their CV. So we created this program where individuals could find a trainee role in enterprises. So far, 120 to 150 people got their first line on their CV, which meant that the doors were open for them to get into Swedish workplaces. So it's an ongoing journey. I always say we'll make every organization inclusive one by one. Every meeting is a chance to increase awareness. We'll take one individual, one organization at a time. As a member of National Speakers Association, I met fellow speakers in different countries. I attended many of the conventions in UK, in Singapore, in US, and so on. And I discovered that there were a lot of speakers whom also share my passion and my interest about diversity and inclusion. So I believe in the collective intelligence. I don't have all the answers. I merely have answers on my own, if any. So I think we collectively can bring something for organizations so much more interesting and relevant, because many more organizations that we work with, they're also international. They are also international. So I think finding a way to increase organizations' awareness and ability to invest and profit and gain from diversity is a collective effort. It requires collaboration. It requires a lot of experience, years of experience. It requires experts in different areas. So I am so much thrilled and excited and humbled and proud to be part of Inclusive Leaders Institute, because it finally gives us the chance to provide those services and means to help organizations to aspire and grow. I'm going to answer this in two ways. The first one is every individual that I can enable with my trainer programs or other things, I see my son in every one of them. So it keeps me motivated, because things that my son could not achieve professionally, I see these people finding their own way to integration into Swedish society and workplaces. So that's a great pleasure, and that's my personal satisfaction and motivation. And the second one, professionally, as an entrepreneur, I know what diversity means and how it can help organizations to grow. So I think I'm on a mission to enable every organization to be more inclusive, because there is massive research that diversity and inclusion is profitable, leads to innovation, more innovation, leads to more better services. It does that. But foremost, I think the most important thing, it's the decent thing to do. It's, as human individuals, the more we can be kind to each other, regardless of our hair color, our gender, our religion, our sexual preference, or whatever. Our diversity might be visible or invisible, doesn't really matter. If we can be kind to each other, decent to each other, and treat each other with dignity, I think we'll be happier as individuals, and our organizations will thrive more and grow more. Thinking about it, diversity and inclusion leads to more innovation and creativity and profitability, and we all heard about it. And there is massive research from US, from Australia, Canada, and so many more countries. So we know all that. So why don't we act on it? We should have acted on it earlier. So I think it's not only the tangible targets like the profitability and but I think again it's all about dignity. I think it's all about treating people with dignity and respect and as human beings. So I think what I would like people to think, wouldn't it be nice if you and I had a pair of glasses with magical powers, so we can every now and then decide to put on. And when we put on those magical glasses, we could see beyond the physical beings. We could see beyond the age, the gender, the nationality, the skin color, the hair color. We could see each other's full potential, we could see each other's motivation. Would it be nice if someone could see my potential, and if I could see everybody else's potential with those magical glasses? So I think it's a matter of mindset. I think diversity and inclusion is a mindset. It's a pair of glasses so we can see beyond those visible attributes. So I'm asking you, please get a pair of glasses with magical powers and put them on every now and then, so you can see how beautiful I am, so I can see how beautiful you are.